Hello and welcome to another session of Daggerfall Unity Permadeath series. This is an episode with N10 Nightdale, our Thug Priest. We will jump right on in and continue on where we were last time. Let's see. Let me get back into the process of this whole thing. We have to return to East Tower Hollow, and then we had a side quest that we had picked up to deliver a torque to the Woodsley residence in the Woodsmith Farmstead. And let's just see, Woodsmith Farmstead, where is that? Yes, that's over to the east, so East Tower Hollow. Yes, okay. So we will first be... Yeah, let's make the eastward journey first, because we know the route down here, and that'll make a pretty easy trip. So, from here we will head on to the east. How are we on food? Our rations keep you from starving. Let's grab some food while we're here. We have some time left to travel for today. Hare and garlic sauce. Sounds appetizing. Refill our water. And as we travel, I will discuss a little bit about the technical aspects of this series. Let's do that quick save before we do that. Which is that, and for good cause, look at that. Which is that I am keeping, the way that I'm doing the saves on this series is that I am keeping the saves between each session in a safe spot. This is really, stomach is rumbling already. This allows me to, in case something, I get halfway into a session and something goes catastrophically wrong. For example, the computer turns off or something like that, who knows. I don't want to end a character without proper footage for it, so in case something like that did happen where it's like a technical mistake or something like that, then I would be restarting the session from before. I would just grab up the old saves and restart them. But in case it's like a character death or something like that, then under no circumstances whatsoever will I return, will I reload, try again. I will absolutely be playing each of these characters legitimately. And when a person dies, then that person will absolutely die. I will not hold that back from the audience. A person might ask, how can you prove that the character is going to die? And I will simply say that, really, I'm not really attached to this character. I'm not feeling anything for him. The progress, as you can tell, is quite slow. We have not even entered a real dungeon besides that little dip into the dungeon for the birthday surprise thing that we did last time. I want to get into the dungeons, I want to get into the exploration and so on, but that's simply too dangerous for a character of this caliber. So I would be just as happy moving on to a different character. 39, are there any other taverns around here? No, this is highway robbery. I would be very happy to move on to a different character, but as long as this one's going to survive, then we will continue on with this character. Which is to say that I can guarantee you that I'm not holding anything back. I'm not trying to make this character the longest surviving character in Daggerfall history. I have no such pretension or goal for this playthrough. Really, I just want to try some challenging characters, see how much fun we can have under strict limitations, and maybe try some playthrough styles that we haven't tried before. So I want to make that clear that yes, I am keeping a backup save of the characters while I do this, but at the end of each session, I do erase the save files that I was keeping before, and then I catch up, or in other words, I replace them with the new save files. So yes, I do have a backstop save in case of like technical difficulties or something like that, but that's the only use that I have for them. If a character is going to die, then I want you to see, oh boy, character, Spriggan. You know what, I do want the combat experience, since it's clear that we are up to the challenge. There's the There is the nymph wearing clothes, and it looks like they're on the same team. You know what? We are going to... Yeah, look at that. I'm already ready to advance. We're going to run back into town and try to get the town guard to help us with these pests. At this point, I do feel that I am skilled enough in Shoreblade that I can handle even armored enemies like the Spriggan. Ah yes, I might have traveled a bit too far. But the something good for us is that you notice that the clothing mod is indeed working on that nymph. That is something that I am quite happy to see. Not that it's a game breaker for me or anything, but it is good to have that work. I can even rest in the dungeon if I need, in the dirty dungeon, the tavern if I needed to. Confusing the name of the object for the classification of the object. Okay, let's get some town guards here, helping us out. Come on, guards. Let's do this thing. It's just as possible that the town guards themselves cannot handle these enemies. The nymph herself is actually not a concern in terms of damage that she can do, because the main danger that we run with her is that she will drain my stamina, and my stamina is really doing just fine, since we just woke up and we have what is presumed to be a proper breakfast for ourselves. In fact, if I really wanted to, I could just abandon these enemies here, and I think that's what I'm going to end up doing. As you can tell, the guards are having a very difficult time dealing with this nymph. And since I myself am not appearing to do very much damage, I will not delay our trip any further. We will continue on. With our quick save, we are ready to march on. So yes, in terms of like technical difficulties and so on, yes, I will be restoring progress from a safe save. But other than that, I have no intention of making these characters last longer than necessary. I am not here to prove that I am a great Daggerfall player. I'm not here to get the Guinness World Record on longest surviving Daggerfall character of all time. Those, I mean, if I really wanted to prove it, I'd be doing this on stream and so on. And I cannot handle streaming for that long. As I've said before, for those of you who know me, I am an absolute introvert. I do not handle the spotlight or the camera for very long. And this is just a fun little project that I want and that I want to do, and maybe this would get some people interested in trying some similar things in Daggerfall Unity. And if that's the case, well, that's great, that's cool. Otherwise, I hear that my voice is quite pleasant for ASMR purposes, so if that's something that you're watching these videos for, then have at it. I have no objection to doing so. You can also check out more footage with the Deus Ex Randomizer videos that I have been doing. So if you want to listen to more of me for some reason, there you go. Okay, let's explore this road to the southeast, and then we will continue on to Kirkbrew through that way. It's really, I don't consider it any, well, not very much longer. It sort of seemed like there was a branching road off there for a second. And I will reiterate that yes, my microphone does have about a 2-second delay, so if it seems strange that I'm reacting to things later than they're actually happening, that is really what's happening. I myself am noticing them happen, but my microphone is broadcasting them a little later than you might expect. Ah, the wonderful rainy Daggerfall music. Okay, good. We do have a town here because I did want to find someplace to eat. And we have another Spriggan. It makes me want to travel to a desert climate just to get away from all these Spriggans. We'll make sure he follows us, and then we can get the town guard involved on him. Then we will stop into a tavern, grab some food, and continue on our journey. Penville? You know, that almost sounds like it could be a real-life city. This is the kind of thing where after the recording, I will end up going on Google Maps and I will look at all the places called Penville throughout the world, because that's just how my mind functions, I suppose. As I mentioned before, the guards that are spawned with this city defense mod, Villager Reactions, they currently do not spawn with weapons. So, you will see cases where, just like in the other town, we had 5-6 guards on a single enemy and they were incapable of killing it. As for me, this is a good way for me to get away from the enemy. So, I'm happy with this, and we have discovered a good town on this southeastern road that we were following. So now, no, I don't want a room, I want some Highland rabbit stew. I can't imagine the rabbits would be extremely plentiful in terms of being a constant source of food for a tavern. I will assume that it's a sort of delicacy that I myself am eating and that they only have so many portions in a day. Okay, we're going southeast, which means that this little road here is going to take us on our way. See if we can get up to 20 before the road starts to fail us. Because of the real lack of content, I am thinking of going for about an hour on each video instead of about 40 minutes. I think that would be better because much of the video really can be fast-forwarded through. If anybody is fast-forwarding through these travel portions, I am in no way offended. I completely agree with the sentiment because there's only so much traveling through the empty road that really contributes to a video's content. So I am completely on board if people want to skip through to the action-y parts, to the good parts. I'd probably end up doing the same thing myself if I were watching a series of this on my own. And would you look at these rock formations? It's amazing what World of Daggerfall has done with these things as a great way of making the terrain more varied. One of the reasons why we can see the terrain so well is that I'm using the Invisible Trees mod. That is a mod that I made myself. I should really pack it into a DF mod because now there are some pretty good instructions on how to do that. We have an encounter. And this is a nymph, and this is, I guess, a World of Daggerfall nymph, because the clothing mod is not working. So, we will see if we can dispatch of this foe. We are not doing a good job. If this goes on much longer, then I'm just going... Okay, we got a hit. If this goes on much longer, then I'm just going to give up on it, and... Oh dear, stealing my fatigue, or I guess you'd call it stamina for real purposes of how we talk. Okay, we're almost there. And unfortunately these are wasted skill uses of my short blade, but this woman gives us no choice. Well, we could right away, but... This will also give us an opportunity to level up our restoration. Will she fall? Will she fall? Jeffrey, out of the way. Is this a battle that we can win? Okay, good, good. That was taking quite a while there. Funny that she has a skirt and she simply refuses to wear it. I guess that's the choice of one such as her. Okay, that more than compensates. We are headed, yes, northward because of this little stretch in the road right here. We are continuing on our way. To comment on what I said earlier, I am by no means miserable playing this character. I am neither enjoying it nor... what's the opposite of enjoy? Nor really disdaining this character. I'm not on either road. I'm more like, this character is an unusual adventure that I'm willing to see through for myself. And let's see, where? I can see a settlement over there. That's Riphead. Yes, let's follow the road and let's head over to Riphead. because we do need a place to stay before we end up within civilization tomorrow. So, yes, I am just as happy if this character dies as if we continue along playing it. I don't want anyone to think that I'm miserable playing this character, because I really am not. I'm doing just fine playing this character. To some extent, I really do want some sense of 14... Is it 14 hours? No, it's... How long is that? That's 7 in the morning. That means that we should be doing... Wait, that's 9. Wow. Sorry about that. That's, 9 hours would be... Yes, 9 hours. I hope I got the math right. That's a rule that you can never do math on stream. Of course. Never do math on stream. It will always turn out against you. Even the most basic calculations will turn out to be a terrible failure. Okay, and this fellow is probably battle creatures. Yes, battle creatures. Okay. Let's grab some food. And be off on our way. Our food is getting a bit red, probably. Let's see. Look at that putrid raw meat. Doesn't that look wonderful? And yeah, we'll head southeast, continue on the road there, and then head over to the Woodsmith Farmstead. And it's behind the dungeon that we visited last time. Or, no, I don't think... No, we didn't go there last time, but it is by that dungeon that we found. That much I can say safely without embarrassing myself on stream. Okay, we will head southeast, drop a quick save just in case, and here we go. Now we do really want to level up in the temple because buying potions at the temple will be vital for some things that we will be doing in the future related to dungeons. I do want to get into dungeons pretty soon as our short blade skill is reasonable enough that we can begin fighting animals and so on. Fighting human beings is going to be a very difficult task because of the phobia that I was mentioning earlier. So, if we can find some dungeons relating to magical creatures... Eastward, okay. And related to animals, then that would suit us quite well. The other thing that I really do want to do, and maybe we'll get to it today, is to start pickpocketing from some other regions that are near Shalgora. If we can start stealing from places, then we will begin to fuel our training capabilities. Got the save. And by training more, that'll allow us to get more combat skill, which of course is more survivability. Stomach rumbles, we're doing fine. Kirkbrew, we are almost... Okay, we're going to grab some food. What time is it? Yes, this is plenty of time. We will grab some food inside Kirkbrew. Where are the doors to this place? Let me in. Let me in. The Badger is lucky enough that it has housed us more than... Or rather, has housed us in the past. Is this a quest fellow? No. No quest fellow. Okay, let's see what food. This food does not fill us at all, so I'm just going to eat the cheapest... Well, one of the cheapest things available. We will get outside of the city gates. And since we're not Since we're not needing... I think we'll go eastward for a little while on the road just to reduce our stamina loss. If you hear that, that is my processor fan going fast. I have no idea why it's going fast right now, but if you do hear that, I do apologize for that. This microphone is actually not as high quality as I expected. However, if you can hear me, then I suppose it is doing its job after all. Okay, I think that's good enough. Let's head on to the Woodsmith Farmstead. Before we do that, do the quick save and we will choose that location again. Okay, here we go. As I mentioned before, because we're going off-road, that means that our stamina loss will be stronger than normal. It looks like our food is compensating for that. I just saw a camp on the right side, but those usually have enemies, and humanoid enemies will be very dangerous for us at this point. I guess for fun, we could stop inside that dungeon that's over here. I think that's a dungeon. And then if we see danger inside, we can get away from it. If we see no danger inside, we can grab some treasure. I actually have forgotten to sell this steel equipment that I'm carrying, so let's make that a priority once we get back to town. I hope I'm not jinxing myself by saying that we will get back to town, while saying that I will also enter a dungeon before going to town. That would just be a terrible shame to jinx myself on a permadeath character. Who is the person that we are looking for here? Never mind. Who are we looking for? Attic? Nobody? Or am I looking for nobody at all? Or am I looking for you? 309 gold. Things have gotten worse for us in the past. Or rather, we have been paid worse for a simple thing like that. No, we do not want to resume it, for we have finished it. Alright, we'll give this a try. We'll see, and I think that's... Oh dear. Did I... Where was the last save? Okay, we'll do this again, out of necessity. I was about to fast travel back to the farm, and I could have done that, but it probably would have been too much of an advantage to me to do so. So we will simply take the long road. I apologize for that. Just a short time loss as we're returning back to the future. Stomach rumbles. Yes, let's continue on. Now that we know where the lady is, we will sequence break and deliver her expected good. We have 1,600 gold. That's more than we need for a session of training. I think that's something else that... that's... Let me reload this save and see if that's still happening. Okay, good. Weird things can happen, but this is a vast game with a lot of complicated, rather complex features, I suppose you could say, and much more so when you're dealing with mods and so on. Just had to add that quick save and we'll continue on. I am grateful that we have not had many falls through the world so far, but it is, of course, a danger. Okay, we're going to see what kind of enemies there are inside here. I don't remember for what quest we came in here, but if it proves... Okay, I can handle bats. Moldy raw meat. Let's get rid of that, just in case. It does not benefit us in any way. Oh no. No, we will not be dealing with guards. Sadly, humanoid enemies are beyond our capabilities. So that was a good faith attempt, but it will not be good enough. Kirkbrew is not far away. We will strafe our way around this gigantic monolith, and we'll see if we can make it to Kirkbrew before night falls. I don't think that's going to be the case. But if we are very lucky, then perhaps we may... Well, that's not going to help us get there on time at all. In fact, we could sprint a little bit on our way to Kirkbrew. In fact, let's give that a try. Let's cast our... cast our spell to restore our stamina a little bit. And then we will start sprinting, which you'll notice here really makes our stamina drop. But if it helps us make it into town before the gates close, then it was worth it. Yes, we are certainly here on time. And let's hope we don't trample any hapless villagers as we go about our way. And here we are once more at the Lucky Badger. They are very lucky, for they are earning a lot of money off of us. And I don't think we saw what the room here is worth. 16. Yes, that's right. The rule was I had to add up to 30 with the number of... Let's see, what's our primary... yeah, it was minor skill. No, wait, we don't even have it in a minor skill. It's a short blade is 19, 3 out of 30 uses. I'm going to see just a second. I'm going to pause the recording. It's strange, it's Daggerfall Unity itself that's costing so much CPU power, but I don't know why that is, but in any case, alright, we need food. Maybe I should have done a system restart before starting recording, but if the fan is not a great bother to the viewers, then it shouldn't be an issue. Beautiful cloudy sky, let's see. We are headed down to East Tower Hollow, southwest from here. Oh wow. Oh, I suppose I took a long time looking at the map. If you would believe that, the sky is now completely clear. Okay, we need to head back northeast to get out of the city. Just doing a quick save here with that pause that I just did. That is the paranoid side of me, because in case for some reason the recording is not resuming once more or something like that, then that would be my insurance against that. Okay, East Tower Hollow, we can continue downward from here. We'll go southwest. On a way that is both south and west, we continue on. Nice guard tower. Did anybody else see that? That was weird. Yes, like I said, placement issues and so on, these can all happen inside a... Not specifically inside Daggerfall, but inside modded Daggerfall, absolutely. We can see all kinds of silly and strange errors happening, but this is the magical world of Daggerfall. Forgot the quick save. We'll do that. And it seems as though we have never used this road before, because we are now discovering a location that was not marked on the map. So, good to have some more locations that we are finding that we have not known about before. Invigorated from our last meal. Good. Let's continue on. We'll do a quick save every so often just to make sure that we do not lose excessive progress if we start falling through the world. Knock on wood. Formal cloak is getting worn out. I suppose that's something we could be doing inside one of the taverns that we stay at. We're holding on to that repair needle and spool for the sake of being able to repair our own clothing. Certainly cheaper than buying it new. No, we do not want to do a hunt. Looked like that was a World of Daggerfall camp on the right side. Another quick save, because we can, because we want to. And it looks like there were no other settlements on that road, so... bit of a surprise, but I suppose that's the way it'll go sometimes. Hard to believe we're already half an hour into this session and virtually nothing has happened. So, this is sort of like those streams on YouTube where you watch somebody drive from coast to coast in the United States and so on. Oh, here we go, an encounter. I guess this is the bar fight that the streamer gets into on that coast to coast US road trip. Funny that a Spriggan and a Nymph are so much more powerful than a grizzly bear. We'll just grab some meat, not much, we don't need much. Drop a quick save, and be ready to move on. Well, it is true that we did turn in that one quest, so I can't say that we've done nothing, but not nearly as much as you'd expect in half an hour. And we're almost back to East Tower Hollow. We will invest our restoration, since that always does us some good. Looks like the city is quite busy today. Peacock Pie, that has never let us down. I wonder why I was dropping so many frames there. Maybe the transparent windows mod got reactivated by accident. I'll have to see that when we... get back on the stream. Or rather, when I get off the stream. Proper speaking. Yes, we should make it to East Tower Hollow before nighttime falls. Should not be an issue at all. And look at that fantastic sunset that's coming in. Sadly, we're going to have to stay at some tavern because we don't have any place to stay for free while we... Religious tract? Yes. Yes, this is for the temple, the Order of Archay. And you can already see those stars starting to appear in the night sky. What a wonderful sight. Some games like Morrowind and Skyrim just have amazing night skies, and Daggerfall has a different kind of one, but also very, very acceptable with the Dynamic Skies mod. Let's turn this in, and I'm going to rest at a tavern before we pick up a new quest because I don't want to sleep a whole day during the quest and lose some time to completing it. Yeah, I accidentally triggered transparent windows again. I'm going to have to delete that mod entirely rather than... Yes, no reward whatsoever, because that's a simple quest. It earns us nothing. Yes, so we're going to find a tavern to stay in, and I do apologize, I do not remember the values for these taverns, so we're just going to run around until we find one that is acceptably cheap enough for us. $55 gold pieces is not acceptably cheap. There are some people who would say that that is a good deal. I would have to fervently disagree with them and ask them to pay for the night themselves. If they're unwilling to, then we will all be disappointed, I suppose. Alright, this is 45. Is it because they do not like me? No, that's entirely frivolous. That does... Oh, okay. I thought I trampled that fellow. That has nothing to do with whether... with how the tavern rates are set. Room 18. Let's remember that. We are... What is this place called? The Lynx and Ferry is a good place to stay. And we have proof of it ourselves. We'll rest for 12 hours, and be ready for a coming day. I think to change some things up, we're going to try stealing from one of the outer regions. Alright, I could have repaired some of my clothing. Darn it. You know what? Since it is, let's do that. Let's spend a little bit of time doing so. And my goodness, do we have a lot of things to repair. That formal cloak is looking threadbare. It has run out of thread, and I think that's good enough because we don't want to spend too much time doing this. Food is getting a bit ripe, surprising no one. I think we forgot to grab some food. Yes, we did. We'll grab whatever slop was left behind. Bread and cheese. And this lady is gone. Yes, indeed. Okay. So since we're close to the eastern border here, let's head to Horwood Borough. And then we can hop over the border and try stealing some things from a shop or two in town. I'm not concerned about being caught while we're in another region, because while I do want to maintain our reputation in Shalgora, I have no need for good reputation in the surrounding regions. So it is extremely likely that we will be caught, because in normal Daggerfall, then they need to actually hit you with their weapon before they can accuse you of a crime. But with the mods that we are using there, right here, they need only get within good proximity of you before you are caught. And as we know, even if you get released even if you're judged not guilty, that doesn't even matter. Your reputation will still be negatively impacted. And that's pretty much guaranteed to happen as we're in what we're about to do. Unless I somehow... Okay, here we go with a crash, it would seem like. So, let's stop. Okay, we are back. I apologize for that. And while I was restarting the game, I decided to remove the transparent windows mod, and maybe that'll give us a bit more performance as we're going about. Yes, we were just leaving the town, and my stomach is rumbling, and I am invigorated from the last meal. An entire contradiction of points. Ah, we're back in East Tower. Oh dear. This is... been a while since we've saved, it seems. Yes, we will sprint. Ah, these Spriggans. This one I'm going to leave behind. We have no need to be fighting a Spriggan at this point. Amazing that I didn't save through any of that happened, but now we know that the Lynx and the Badger is the proper inn to stay at for a traveler inside East Tower Hollow. We'll do that, we'll get all of this over with as soon as possible. I could pause the recording, but I do want to include as much as is reasonably possible for the playthrough. I apologize if that means more fast-forwarding for the viewer, but after all, this is showing that the gameplay is legitimate. So we are stopping by a temple, which is over to the southwest. And now I'm going to be paranoid and quick save every 5 seconds. Because when we do not do it too little, then we do it too much. It is indeed the streamer's way. Amazing how you see that light come over through the sun that way. That's just a fantastic detail. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. And a little bit of optimization. I can use the repair kit on my clothing before we sleep tonight. We quick save once more. Grab the room. Something is strange here. Maybe I have... Oh, right, it was the Lynxen Ferry. It was over that way. Ah. I am also suffering from... Oh my heavens, look at that. Look at that monolith out there. I'm also suffering from streamer memory. 18 gold pieces, so the price is a little different, I believe. Okay, resting for 12 hours now. Grab some food, and I believe... Actually, yes, we will want to sell off... Stifle a yawn? Well rested, of course. Bread and cheese. And where possible, let's sell off... Oh no, incense and soft music. Can we do any better than that? I'm not seeing many places where a person is going to sell. I mean, this is locked. Superior warehouse. Because I really do want to sell... Maybe we'll have to sell them off when we arrive at the town on the other side of the border. Whatever settlement we are looking for, we will have to find it over there, because I have no idea what kinds of towns we will have on the other side. Now we'll do a quick save practically every opportunity we can. And south? Is it south? I think we do want to go south. Yes, we were headed for Horwood Borough. That's a name that you can't say five times fast, and much less I, who can barely even speak whatsoever. So, yeah, by the time we reach Horwood Borough, we'll probably be on sufficient time of day that the shops will be open. So we'll see if there's a good general store, weaponsmith, something like that, to give us an opportunity of such. And it seems as though we have not come down here, which is not surprising because I don't think there's any reason we would come over to the eastern border. Bleeding Altar of Archay. So, there's another temple if we need one. Quick save and continue. Another farm, wow. No, we do not want to hunt. Old Christmas farm. Yeah, that's Farm Temple Farm. What a fascinating road that we have had to travel. Okay, continue on. Southeast. And that morning breakfast did amazing work for us. You can see that it lasted way, way longer than the food that I was eating, the hare stew, that was it. Like I said, that couldn't be very filling, and we have our proof that it only lasted us a couple of hours, whereas right now, 11 in the morning, nearly 5 hours after. Let me just see if I can sell. Okay, this is a good quality store for selling. 65 gold. That's terrible, but I have to take it. Okay, and we are much better in terms of our... What's our encumbrance? Yes, 36 out of 96. Much better, much better. Okay, then we will head westward, we will head southward, and we will head eastward. That will take us to Horwood Borough. And I will apparently never say that name correctly. How are we doing on rations, by the way? We still have 3 days of rations, and we have plenty of moldy raw meat. If any of you sounds appetized, then I suppose that is an option. Just grab some food before we go. This experience... Look at that! Rabbit stew. I cannot handle that. Okay, let's get out of here. As we know, rabbit stew will keep us hungry for about 10 minutes, and then we will feel empty again. And I think that is just a terrible economy choice. I actually forgot to train in the temple before we left, but we will have plenty of days to do so. As for us, we must pursue the thieving path. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, we'll probably want to do the Thieves Guild. Well, maybe theft itself is good enough for... Okay, Anticlear. Maybe theft itself is good enough for entering the Thieves Guild, by which I mean shoplifting and so on, but it's quite likely there is one store and one tavern in all of Oxcastle. We'll give it a try. We'll see if we can pickpocket from people around here, but as for us, to begin with, rusty relics. This is like stealing... Of course, I would steal from the poorest store in all existence. Like I said before, the weight of the item does not matter. It is the... rather, the weight of the object does matter. It is the value that does not matter. So we have here an orange, 10 kilograms. I'm not stealing an orange. If I'm going to be caught for something, it's going to be a little more worthwhile than an orange. I do want to buy that. Actually, thinking about it, it's 0.1 kilogram. Steal. I am not successful. Let's get out of here. I will not attempt to bribe the guard. And I'm not surrendering either. We're out of here. So, as you can see, I am already undependable in Anticlear, because I don't even have to go to trial to lose my reputation. That's something that's just going to be lost, period. So we will try to steal from people. We will get away from these town guards. Steal, steal, steal. You people need to leave me alone. I am joining the Thieves Guild. And I apologize that you are the method through which I will accomplish this dashing feat. Strange, I was trying to pickpocket from them, but didn't really have any success doing so. I believe that the... Maybe I'm mixing it up with the Dark Brotherhood. I'll have to check it after the stream. I believe that the pickpocketing number is 15 to join the Thieves Guild. I could try to pickpocket from the guards, but I'm not sure whether that actually counts for joining the Thieves Guild. If I really wanted to, I could run back inside the store and try stealing again. One of the important numbers for attempting to steal from a store is the shop quality, and that shop had low quality. So the idea is that it's easier to steal from a low quality shop, but I suppose that my pickpocketing is just not at the level that you would hope for a proper criminal. So yes, I can't fight, I can't steal, I can't talk, I can't cast spells. This character does not have much going for him, but nevertheless we will make him survive as much as humanly possible. Sort of makes me wonder how much these guards would hurt if they attacked us. Give it a... I'm not saying give the attacking a try, but... Cannot pacify guards, of course not. That would be silly. Not successful, not successful, not successful. Okay. I really hope that those count into the factoring. Pinch 4 gold pieces. Look at us. We are practically living the high life. What I really hope is that we do not get the Thieves Guild invitation while in... what is this place called? Anticlear, that's it. Ooh, look at us. 2 gold pieces. With my last character, I was doing a permadeath run, and I was attacked by town guards, and the town guards decided to use a poison weapon on me. I have no idea where they got the idea that that's acceptable, but thankfully it did not kill me. That much I can report, but if you want uncivilized guards, then I guess the ones in this game are a pretty good a pretty good match for that concept. I think that's entirely inappropriate on their part for them to be using poison weapons on a criminal suspect. I think we've terrorized this town pretty well. Let's head back to Horwood Borough and maybe find a Temple of Arche. It's clear that we're not going to accomplish anything major here. Actually, thinking about it, if we head further southeast, maybe we can find another town that we can rob from. Because the day is young. Well, the day is not young. I take that back. But nevertheless, while we're in the eastern cities, eastern region, while we're in Anticlear, we might as well take advantage of it. And if we can pickpocket something useful, that could be something that we could count to our advantage. Get out of range by galloping here, and we're off. Maybe we'll try to discover a couple more cities as we go about here. Nice little shrine from World of Daggerfall on our left. Occasionally those shrines do have enemies in them, so it's a measured risk whether we want to... Darn it, nobody... Well, we do have a tavern here. Let's see how expensive it is. Kind of, yes. We might have to stay here in any case if it gets too dangerous. This has got to be some kind of... You know what, just for fun. Just because we're exploring, and because we're apparently taking a day off from regular duties, we'll head to the southeast and see what that settlement is out there. It's got to be some kind of like farm town. That's what these things tend to be. And then maybe we can come back here. I guess we'll end up sleeping for the night. This is a more proper settlement, Copperston Manor. Let's see what the inn costs here instead. We could spend our 6 gold pieces that we stole. Oh, that's much better. We'll do that immediately. Okay, 14, and we don't have... Yeah, we did not steal that thread and spool that we were planning on using, so we must sleep in threadbare clothing instead. We'll grab our food here. At least breakfast was free, I suppose, all things considered. And why don't we steal from some more people? Look at that. We are getting our... Wow, we have earned breakfast back. Don't we feel proud of ourselves? The guards are going to catch nothing of value. I have no doubt that the guards are going to catch us and bring our reputation down even further. And then pretty soon we will be banished from Anticlear. And no tears were shed on either part. This is the reason why we come to a different region to do these things, so that we have all the artistic freedom that we want to steal two gold coins at a time. It would be a terrible idea to bribe these guards because I hardly have any money to begin with. And we will head westward and escape back to a civilized and reasonable land called Shalgora. So yeah, we'll take on another temple quest while we're in Shalgora. Garreton Manor. Does anybody here... No, we didn't steal. Yes we did. And the town guard has not forgotten or forgiven us. Therefore, we shall run. And let me switch back to dialogue mode before we get back to Shalgora, because it would be an absolute shame for us to enter Shalgora and infect it with our new criminal ways. Yes, Ox Castle was the place where we stole from. And the town guard will not let us forget about it. Where was the road out of town anyway? Yeah, I think it's to the north. Should be north. please. North, perhaps. Yes. Northwest. And we're going northeast. That's not good. Nevertheless, it's just a short little ways over here, and we're off. Gives us a reason to practice our restoration once more. That's got to be a World of Daggerfall keep on the left side. And those will be filled with hostile enemies, which would mean certain death for us. The only things we would do there are run away and or die. Not necessarily in that order. Okay, let's see if there's any Temple of Arcade anywhere inside the city. Looks like there is. Why don't we give this place a try? There's no reason why we need to limit ourselves to East Tower Hollow. I say that just as soon as we find a reasonable tavern inside East Tower Hollow. I'm giving up the city. Of course I would. Hold on. Something is wrong here, my friends. Something is absolutely wrong here. I'm thinking that I'm going to... What are we going to do now? A villager has reported me for my crimes. Of course they have. This is clearly a bug, and I do not like it. However, we will roll with it. I'm not willing to excuse myself or any... Is it because I trampled people? I wonder. I want to make sure that these guards do not get within arresting distance of me. Perhaps my criminal ways have come to follow me. Town guard, leave me alone. You people have no claim on me. We're in a different nation now. And I believe that there's no extradition agreement between Shalgora and Anticlear. I guess we're going south now. If I find a good campfire or something, that would be really nice, because it would be nice to sleep for a day and be able to maybe reset the guards' suspicion of us. I'm assuming that's what's happening. That looks like a tower. What is that over there? Southeast. Oh, I was thinking, these better not be town guards that have followed me all the way out here. That would be ridiculous. One of the dangerous things that I do is that I hold shift for too long during combat. It makes it easier to dodge your enemies, but you lose a lot of stamina. It's an interesting quirk that if you hold down shift, even if you... Look at that, an Elven Warhammer. Not really much else that we can use. I think we'll steal the short bow. We'll take the short bow. If you're holding down shift, even if you are not moving, you will still lose stamina faster than you would normally lose it by standing still. Okay, another short blade level up. And let me just see what it is that we're looking at over here to the southeast-ish. Oh dear, I don't think I can fast travel this way. Where am I? I am at... Okay. We'll try doing this. This is a keep. Well, this is a tower of some manner. But I do not think it will be friendly to us. No, this is like a wizard tower, and sadly we have no means of either entering or interacting with it in any way. So yeah, we will head back to Shalgora. Return to the road as much as we can. And see if we can lose this aggro that the guards have unjustly put upon us for stealing from a region that is not theirs. And would you look at that, we landed perfectly on the road. Okay, I see a guard tower. Yes, let's stay in the guard tower for... We have no rush here, so why don't we stay for the better part of a day, 17 hours. I suppose this will teach us for stealing in the morning and thinking that we could... Oh, good heavens, Jeffrey, you do not want to come up here. This is a bad idea. Jeffrey, that was a terrible idea, Jeffrey, I have to say. Okay, 13 hours we will sleep here. No, wait, was it 17, 13? I don't remember. Let's check the time when we wake up. And it seems that we have a crash of some kind. This is very unusual, because I've never had a crash waking up. So maybe, I don't know, we'll have to see, but I will pause the recording here. We are back, and this makes you wonder, where on earth was my last quick save? And it seems as though... Okay, it looks like it was not too far. Not too far at all. Ah, yes, perfect, perfect. Yes, we will. And thankfully, that will allow us to return Jeffrey to the ground floor, because having your horse up there is a terrifying thought. That is not something that I would ever recommend to Jeffrey, or hope that his friends would ever encourage him to do in the future. He should know that he's a better horse than that. Okay, we will... Yes, it was 17 hours that we needed, not 13. And I have no idea what could have caused that crash that happened right there. I've never seen that happen before. So, Shortblade has improved. We are now 20 Shortblade. Isn't that amazing? We're practically ninjas and masters at this point. Alright, Jeffrey, we're going to enter civilization once more. We thank those two lawful fellows for not stabbing us as we slept. These people are proper town guards, and look at that amazing sunrise. They even allowed us to use their bed. What a kind example of service to their fellow people. I think that's the kind of example we can all learn from. We will continue on at 20 times speed. Let's head back and see if the people are still angry with us in a region in which we did no wrong. We are falsely accused, and we are living a terribly persecuted life as a result of it. But let's hope that that this comes to an end now. You are starving, it says. Isn't that terrible? Let's hope that we can pick up some... Okay, is anybody angry? Is anybody angry with us? I am now paranoid. I am now fearful. But it seems that life is okay. Life is good. How are we doing? Is anybody mad? Refill our water. Okay, we'll stop by... Book center. That sounds like a library. Not that I have any use for a library, but it is fun to find a library. Bijouterie, gemstones, and a ton of taverns. You can just imagine the parties that these fellows throw. Precious stones. Okay, this town is wonderful for its alcohol, and it is wonderful for its gem stores. This sounds like the perfect place to get married, wouldn't you think? Or at least get engaged. Look at that, 4 gem stores. Yes, I can imagine that this is a wonderful place for potential couples to live in. Okay, herb store. I just need some place to buy rations. I do not require more than this. And we want to sell that Elven Warhammer. Did I get the Elven Warhammer before? Yes, okay. Before the crash happened. Are you kidding me? Is that... What is wrong with this town? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, 5, 6. 6 gem stores. Next they're going to tell me that this town was founded on like a ancient mine or something. Experiential products. That sounds like a pawn store. What is experiential products? Is that like a drug smoking euphemism or something? That I could swear that that is so... That is such a sly way of trying to speak of an herb store. Alchemistry. I am worried that absolutely nobody here has an actual trade and they are simply selling gems and drugs back and forth. Okay. Have we actually found a place where people sell things? Yes, we have. And it's high quality. Actually, we want to buy some ration. We don't want rations necessarily. We want to repair our clothing. Is this a service you offer, my friend? If it is not, I will be disappointed in you. I guess not. Really not. That's too bad. Not that we're threadbare right now, but it would be nice to have that advantage. Are you better off? Yes, much better. Okay, we will sell here. Elven Warhammer for 120. It almost makes me think these things aren't worth it. I think it's always funny when you find one of these tiny little shacks that are of perfect quality store. Okay, good. Finally, we have a sewing kit here. 26. And I even buttered him down. Hey, we can advance in mercantile. Isn't that a wonderful thing? Okay, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. We will grab our food. How many rations do we have left? 2 rations. 2 more days. Okay. Bread and cheese, which inexplicably lasts us like half the day. Isn't that amazing? Okay, we will check out the Order of Arcade and see what jobs they have available for a young novice such as ourselves. As I mentioned last time, we will be running on a 3 request rule. We can only request 3 jobs from any guild in any given day. Whether that is 1 from the temple, 2 from the thieves guild, or 3 from the temple, or so on. If we reject all of the available jobs in a single day, then we will exhaust them and we will have to wait another day to come back. That should give us some motivation to try accepting the jobs that are available. Get quest. Oh, no, this is Hold of Garefield. That just sounds like a human dungeon. That is 1 request. Okay. Cruel illness. We usually employ our healers for our own, but the sickness is clearly not life-threatening. We wish to merely shorten the recovery period from weeks to days. With this pack of Pine Branch, she will recover in a most satisfactory manner. 4 days travel to the west. We shall do so. The Moorfield Farmstead. The delivery should be sufficient. We cannot afford to pay you much for this, but such is our work. Yes, we are being the proverbial pack mule today, and I cannot expect much payment. We're going to bring our stamina up. I think I was sprinting a bit too much. So we'll save a little bit of magicka left over for... Oh, look at that, restoration, good. We'll save some more magicka just in case we need some extra in case of emergency and so on. We get ambushed by a nymph on our way out of town or so on. But, okay, where is... What are we looking for? The Moorfield Farmstead. Practically a straight... Well, yeah, it's a straight shot to the west. Very, very simple. Looks like we'll be discovering some new towns along the way, if anything. And if there are no towns to discover, then we will consider ourselves impoverished. But let's continue on. We're past the hour for this recording, but since we really haven't accomplished much, really, let's keep going. Why not? We will continue on going, and we will see how far we can go. I did quick save, but okay, let's do it again. Let's just go a little bit further with today's recording, and we can call it a stop there. Stomach rumbles. I guess today's bread and cheese did not last us as long as I hoped for. Then again, we did spend a good amount of time in town. That's long enough. We can do another quick save. As I mentioned before, I am horrifically introverted, so talking like this is quite difficult for me, especially for long periods of time. But between these recordings and the Deus Ex Randomizer recordings that I've been doing, I have been getting a little bit better. I cannot claim a tremendous improvement, but for me, this kind of improvement is quite satisfactory. So if you can put up with my voice and my one-sided discussions that I carry on as I travel throughout the world of Daggerfall, then I suppose that we both got what we were hoping for out of this whole project. It is 3 p.m. Let's see if we can find a place to stay before night falls. That would be very much to our advantage. Each set of rations is worth 1... Ah, perfect. We have found a guard tower. Let's hope that the fellows in here are friendly, that they are not actually bandits in disguise and so on. Okay, fellows, I will be stealing your bed. Thank you very much. We will rest for 14 hours and... Oh dear, this is what I was afraid of. Okay. Climb down, climb down. A bear. Just like these fellows did not hinder me from taking their bed, they will also not help me to fight the bear, but this is a bear that we're talking about. We eat bears for breakfast. Okay, fellows, I will forgive you for that minor indiscretion of not helping me with the bear. That was... Okay, we need to rest for 13 hours. And I do thank them for watching over me in my sleep and ensuring that this weary traveler... And we have another crash, darn it. Resuming. Okay, yes, good. Right after the bear attack. Enemies nearby. There are going to be a zombie. And this guy is all over us. Good heavens. Keep away, my friend. Keep the heck away from us. I don't like this zombie, I really don't. I think that we have had a good enough travel, a good enough rest for one night, and we want to get the heck away from this zombie before he causes us significant problems. I'm actually going to do a normal trot away from him because I believe that we are faster, we of ourselves, if we, like, you notice that we outpaced the nymph and the spriggan at the beginning of this video. If we go along far enough merely trotting, then we should be able to get away from it without needing to expend very much stamina. Yes, okay, we're free. It would be nice to find a source of fire. Oh good, we have a settlement here. A walled settlement, unfortunately. Whole wall. I guess we could travel over to Horror Vale, since it's really not far and it is not a walled settlement. It'll get us within a reasonable distance. Let's do that. I don't want to... You hear footsteps nearby but see no one. Apparently the peasantry here depend on invisibility spells on the rare occasion they need to go out at night. You hope none of them have malicious intent toward you. So, that's just a little bit of flavor. That does come from the random little quests, since events are not going to happen during the nighttime, then you get messages like that instead. Of course, you can also have minor little minor events likewise in nighttime, but they're not nearly as common as during the day. Dwarven Cat Lodge. I went southwest, which is not good, but it did land us in a place where we can rest. And best of all, I don't think they have zombies here. Room is 16. Yes, we'll absolutely take that. We will fix up our clothing while we have the opportunity. And isn't this just a bargain to fix all of this up at such a low price? Our cloak is tremendously important because we've run out. And right now it's, oh darn, we spent a long time doing that. Okay, let's rest for 8 hours. We have unfortunately stolen into our time for tomorrow, but we do need a good 8 hours of rest. We need some rations. I don't think we have a store here, do we? No, we don't. So let's head north. We have, yes, we need food. We have unfortunately robbed ourselves of some time for today, but on the other hand, we are now packing some extremely well-stitched clothing. Okay, we need to head north again to return to that town that we were just at, because I was silly enough to make the mistake of not looking at the map before I traveled. I take full responsibility for that grievous mistake. And the proper way out of town is to the northwest toward Baalek. Now, that did give us the advantage of discovering a new town, and who knows if that could be useful in the future. Hard to say. It's already, yes, we should dress lighter. So we'll do that. Something that I really should be doing is that I should be grabbing some food. Let's say that if we do not find a settlement along this road, then we can stay at the King's Goblin Hostel, or whatever that place was called, and we can stay there instead. I think that's a pretty reasonable bet that we're going to find something along the road, since I do not believe that we have come over here at all, and therefore any settlements that should be on the way should be hidden. That's my expectation. It seems kind of random almost how much stamina I get out of the food, because some days it seems like we're on the road for hours and hours and we lose nothing. And let's see, what time? Yeah, let's play it safe. Nobody has ever lost a life by playing it safe, I think. And we do not want this character to die, even if he does not intrigue us as much as we would hope. Okay, we have a bit of room for comparison among the taverns here. Yeah, we'll take that. We will rest for 14 hours. Back when I was playing the original Daggerfall, one of the scariest messages in the world is that you would go to sleep inside a tavern like this, and you would see the message, "There are enemies nearby." And you would wonder, oh my gosh, what the heck is going to come to attack me? Strangely, I don't really find myself falling into that kind of danger in Daggerfall Unity much, mostly because I don't accept quests like the Mummy Finger quest or Lord Kavar or things like that. Thankfully, I do know how to avoid danger these days, which is certainly a winning choice when your purpose is to stay alive. So then, what we're going to do, I think we're going to deliver these medicaments to this woman who is ill on behalf of the temple. We will see whether that helps her out or what the issue with her is. And then I think we're coming up on time. We'll see if we'll see how long it takes us to do that, and if look, there was a town on the way. That's too bad. Oh well. No major loss on our part. Yeah, we'll continue westward. Whoa, that was weird. I was supposedly following the road, and I was clearly not. Quick save, just in case something's about to crash. And here I have no road. Things are kind of acting weird. Maybe that's Daggerfall's way of saying, hey, it's time to end this session. But I being a strong-willed and independent individual, will attempt to do this. And another settlement within like 5 feet of them. Isn't that crazy? Okay. And how are we doing on food? Invigorated from our last meal. I want to check this shop to see if we have any rations in it, because we are down to our last meal of rations, and I will say very clearly, if you run out of rations with climates and calories on, it is a very, very bad time. You never want to let that happen. I think that I asked Ralzar at one point what the rations are supposed to be, and I was informed that they were sort of a crumbly, dry... Let's pick up 3 days of rations. Dry kind of emergency food, the kind of stuff that you don't buy because you want to eat, but because you have to. So if that's the kind of stuff that our character ends up eating for long stretches of time, I'm sure that a garlic hair stew would sound absolutely amazing. Not that I myself have ever eaten rabbit. We talked about that in a previous episode. But who knows? Who knows if eating rabbit really is that good. I suppose that if you make a good stew of practically anything, then it'll taste quite good now, wouldn't it? I think that junction that we just saw there, leading to the northeast, there's very likely a town to speak of. Yeah, we can see over there on the left side. I think that's the... Yeah, that's very likely the farm that we're headed to right now. So we'll stop here. Go... Yes, southwest, there it is. We just passed a guard tower. Very, very handy to have one of those around. Camp out, 18 minutes. Okay. We'll find this woman who needs this herb as treatment. Is she going to be in the attic? Actually, this place is called Residence Moorfield Farmstead. Did I travel to the wrong place? Or is the windmill being treated? Kingford Farms. What is going on here? Yeah, she has to be inside this building, but I'm not... I don't know what to say. You know what? I am going to do this. I am going to do the console check to check where on earth she is intended to be. Because whatever the heck is happening here is clearly not legitimate. So yeah, I'm going to... Could not find quest marker at the current location, and you yourself saw right there that this is, at least this pretends to be, the Kingford residence, but it says residence right there. So let me check over in the windmill. Maybe something happens. Here we have it. Strange. I really wonder how or why that happens. Okay. Tell them I will take up my journey by the end of next week. And today is Morndas, so that's quite a while. I guess her recovery period really was going to be weeks instead of days. Here we have a bug with the ladder, so I will jump down using the grinding stone. I have no remorse for using the console command right there, because sometimes weird things do happen, and today we saw a weird thing. So let's make like a tree and get out of here. Heading to the north so we can get back on that road. Thankfully, a town is within skipping distance for us. Who's that? A nymph. We know how to deal with these things now, don't we? We are 1 point better than we were at the start of this session. And I almost feel tempted to head right back to the... In fact, we can skip this entirely by just galloping away to the... Oh look, running. Wonderful. Galloping off to the northeast because we have no reason to fight her because she is not in the way of any major objective. Just need to find that road. Where the heck is that road that we came in on? Yes, here it is. Okay. And with any luck, we will be far enough away. We are done. Okay, good. So, why don't we head back to Horwood Borough, and we can call today's session finished. Once we... I don't think it's going to be a very big reward, probably just a couple dozen gold pieces, but it will ingratiate us more with the temple folk. Let's go northeast, because I'm fairly certain we're going to find a settlement over here on the... Yep, just like I predicted. That's the way these roads are pretty much drawn, that by virtue of there being anything here that the road could connect to, then there is very likely something that it will connect to. So if you see a road branching out in an unexpected direction, that's probably what's happening. Okay, it's 2 p.m. and how are we doing on the map? Oh yeah, we've got plenty of time. Let's keep going. Yes, this is the road out. Looks like that was a bandit camp that we just passed by. If we stop by the bandit camp for a significant period of time, then our fast travel will be interrupted, and that will be very dangerous for us because, well, we can always run away. Jeffrey's always good for that. Time is... Yeah, let's stop here. Let's stop for the night. We have no reason to jeopardize ourselves any further than we already have. Out of curiosity, how's our gold? Yeah, of course, we're quite a bit in the hole for today. But when we're not doing anything that will earn money, we will be losing money. Let's see. Okay, we're resting for 14 hours. We can bind up a little bit of our clothing as we do so. Yeah, because I have to wait until 6 a.m. before they start serving food. So we will fix up the cloak. The cloak is always a good investment to fix up because it is what keeps you in the mountains. It's what keeps your stamina going when nothing else will. Okay. Alright, we want food. That's what I was looking for. Royal breakfast plate. We just want the artisanal pastries, which quite frankly sounds amazing right now. Okay, it's just a shot to the northeast, and then to the east, and with that we should be done by the end of the day. We should make it back. Northeast. We should make it back to Horwood Borough before today is over. Now that I'm streaming for apparently an hour and a half, it kind of feels funny that I was ending the sessions at 40 minutes each. Even though, genuinely, it doesn't feel like we've done very much in today's session. I can only say that therefore, it felt like we did even less in previous sessions. We will quick save here. Okay, not very far now. Ah yes, we still have these two towns to go through. You should dress lighter, of course. Clements and Calories does give a warning that the temperature shifts when it's when you should be checking your clothing and so on to make sure you're not over or underdressed. But thankfully, really, we're not in any danger of losing stamina over that kind of thing at this point. It's really scary when you see your stamina plummet like that because you're freezing to death or something like that. That has happened to me before. And it's actually fairly easy to lose a character based on something like that. But so far, this character in this climate is getting along quite well with himself. We're just going to grab some food before we go. I could grab some food from like general stores, but I don't think that lasts as long as the stuff we can order in here. And we'll get the Breton pork sausage. We'll see if that fills us up any better than the rabbit stew, which only lasts for like 6 minutes. I need to get to the Order of Art. Okay, can you lead me there? I don't have any money, so ask for the kindness of... Okay, this fellow. I have agreed to help an elderly resident of Holwall get to the Order of Arcade within 1 hour's time. I, being a proper and upstanding citizen, will attempt to do so. It's on the other side of this darn wall, but I suppose that with his weakened legs, he cannot climb this darn wall. So we will get across this darn wall and deliver this fellow to the Temple of Arcade. Blessings upon you, Wood Elf. I cannot pay you, but I pray Arcade will. And look at that. Aren't we model citizens? Aren't we wonderful people and a treasure to this poor and broken Breton society? Now, if you want a Breton society, I highly recommend the Skyrim mod Beyond Reach, which it is my favorite Skyrim mod. It is tremendously depressing, violent, horrifically graphic sometimes, full of profanity, not for the faint of heart, very depressing, has extremely mature themes, and it makes Skyrim's problems look like an absolute joke. Nevertheless, it is, the landscaping is amazingly beautiful. I absolutely love it for that. The story is really, really well done. And like I say, it is my favorite Skyrim mod for a very good reason. It is like so much that is good about Skyrim all concentrated and packed into a wonderful little package. And really, it from start to finish, it is quite an adventure. So if you're looking for things to add onto your current Skyrim run, I would highly recommend that. Beyond Reach is quite honestly fantastic. And beyond, contrary to what the name sounds like, it is not part of the Beyond Skyrim project. It is its own self-contained adventure dealing with the eastern area of High Rock. So it is Breton territory, which is what made me think of that right now. So, highly recommended. Highly, absolutely recommended. Some amazing adventures that you're not going to find in any other branch of Skyrim, period. I will mention that if you are easily disturbed, then go ahead and skip Beyond Reach, because it does have some content that will haunt you. It will really, it will freak you out terribly. There's some other things in it that are just fantastic. So, that is my recommendation for you. If you were looking for a Skyrim mod to install, I would recommend that one. And I believe it is under active development. I think that a recent an update came to it, I think, last year-ish, 2022. So there is that. And would you look at that, we are not going to make it to Hordborough on time. Was there a bed or something around here that we can stay in? What time is it? Oh, look at that. I am dependable. Because I'm a good enough person to help the elderly and so on. People can depend on me. Which makes us far more... which gives us far better legal standing than in a horrible and wicked place like oh dear, who are we fighting? A bat. We can fight a bat. Bats are nocturnal after all. Of course it's coming out at night. One hit kill. Amazing. So we're going to stay in this settlement that's to the north here. Sorry, I forgot what I was saying before, but it doesn't really matter. These are all ramblings. So yeah, we're going north to stay in this other settlement because I really don't like climbing the walls. Too much risk of being injured and so forth. The essential gear. We don't need anything now. Let's hope this is not expensive. Wow, that's amazing. I have to remember that this fellow is good for his word. We will turn in the quest, and then once we leave the Order of Arcade, we will end today's session. Bread and cheese. We can handle some bread and cheese. So yes, this is indeed what I was fearing with this character, that since we don't have a good source of income, our money is indeed dwindling. We'll want to do some training at the Order of Arcade. Quick save. We don't want to fall through the world and lose 5 minutes of progress. By training, we're going to make our money dwindle even more, and we do certainly need a source of income, and I have no idea what that source of income is going to be. I genuinely don't. Killing things on the road is not good. Income. Jobs. I mean, delivery jobs, sure, those take a long time, but they work. So, speaking of money, it isn't a lot, but it's what we can offer. Please understand that even in small things, the Divine feels pleasure. Slaying Daedra on assignment and delivering herbs on assignment mean all the same to the gods above. 66 gold pieces. Okay, well, 66 gold pieces, we can handle that. Training, short blade. 337. Well, that's good. That's much better than I was expecting, because last time it was 560 something. And I wonder why my health is a little lower right now. I can't remember. Okay, then, yeah, meditate on what you've learned about short blade. So, this is the end of today's session. I thank you for coming along. We can get rid of pause save because I realized how to see how OBS is recording after all. But anyway, okay, we're going to save here and drop the quick save, and that is done for today. Thank you very much.